Hey YouTube, Daddy-O's Reviews back again, and you're looking at my collection of I'll say purplish, red, and pink ties. Did a separate review earlier on the yellows. Hopefully you can go find that if you're interested in seeing my yellow ties. Here are the reds. As you'll see, there's a lot of them that incorporate blue as part of the red base pattern. And that's because on the color wheel, those two colors go very well together, as do yellow and blue, by the way. But at any rate, without further ado, I'll do a brief kind of introduction to my ties here. If you have questions, please post them in the comments below. So first of all, there's a couple of different styles of tie. So this is a J.Z. Richards, American-made company, and this is a woven red tie. And you can see the actual design is sewn onto the tie, the field of the tie right there. The red is, I think they call that the field, and then the design is what goes on top. By having the woven manufacturing technique, the colors really pop when light hits them, but that's an example of a woven tie. While I've got the video zoomed in, I'll show you an example of a silk screened tie. And so this is a Zegna. There's the manufacturer. Quite a number of years old, actually, this one is. And it is, again, red field with a variety of different hues of blue and black and other colors there. So that's a silk screened tie. Most silk screen ties have a handful of colors. So this is an example of that. I'll pick the same tie up again. So this, to my eye, has 4 or 5 different colors silk screened into it. But then you get some of the more exotic ties. So this is a 15 Zegna, just means 15. It has 15 different silk screened colors on it. You can really see, if it's done well, how those can pop also. And this is a 25. I have a yellow version of this as well that I included in the other video. It just includes 25 silk screened colors instead of the standard 15. So that's those are some of the Zegnas. So let's start at the left. And so basically, I'm gonna zoom out here again. So this is kind of more burgundy color, J.Z. Richards 10 color silk screened tie. Really nice. And then this is another one. It's actually an 18 color silk screen J.Z. Richards. And by the way, J.Z. Richards, I believe is an American company. In fact, here on the tail it says, all silk hand made in USA. So that means the tie itself is made out of silk, 100%, and it's made in the USA, which is nice. I like to support United States companies to the extent I can, and I'm sure you can see that in my shoe videos. This is another J.Z. Richards, which I included earlier in the video. This is the woven red and blue, among other colors. And then there's a J.Z. Richards with 13 colors. Kind of a lighter shade of red. And then we went through the handful of Zegnas there. So Zegna does a couple of different price points. The one on the left here is their standard line. Actually, this was a little bit upgraded at the time. Again, quite an old tie, but I think that was about $150 at the time. They range from 100 in the low hundreds up to almost 400 these days. There's an example of the little bit upgraded. Then we have the 25 and the 15. And this is a fun one. So this is a J.Z. Richards 17 color silk screen tie. And we get into the pinks over here. So here's an example of a woven tie again. And this one's a Robert Talbot, which makes very, very good ties as well. Haven't really talked about them in my other videos, but very high quality ties. This is a Zegna, kind of fun. Got some flowers there. This is this tie is actually a funny story. So this tie is actually Vineyard Vines. Way back, before Vineyard Vines became really popular as a brand in its own, it was basically known as being a US-made clothing store or clothing manufacturer. And so Allen Edmonds picked them up a little bit for a little bit of time. And this is a tie that I picked up at an Allen Edmonds store before Vineyard Vines was big, and I just picked it up because I like the sailboats. So that's kind of a fun tie. And then to round out the pink ties over here, I think these are two more zinnias. Yeah, so this is an older one, and this is their standard line for sure. You can tell that by the way that they do all of the manufacturing. I don't know if you can see the Ermeld, I don't know how you pronounce that. Ermeldagilda Xenia. I'm butchering that first name, but this is standard line Xenia. This is a little bit upgraded and more recent. Again, the blues and the pinks, I think, really pop together. If you have any specific questions on these ties or any other topics, let me know. And if you have ideas for other videos, if you want to see how these ties are worn, if you want to see, selections as to which suits I wear, which ties, those kinds of things, I'm happy to do that. As always, thanks for watching, and comment if you have any questions. Thanks.